free minds. Those who can see behind the veil of illusion know the truth and can stand on it.
My pro-black, really pro-black, anti-hip-hop dress code. That's no cap, no vax. My white cells assassinate. Any kind of virus get chewed up, masticate. My immunity's indestructible. I'm a pillar of my community, no deductible. General Tucson leading the revolution. To black problems, we are the only fucking solution. No outsiders, no white saviors, we gatekeeping. I keep trying to wake them up cause they stay sleeping. Chooks is armed with ancestral wisdom, so I don't trust people that still trust the system. We gotta eat like Sebi, fight like Ali, think like Malcolm, migrate to Merca, Somali. I carry my own water, so I value every drop of it. Drowning at the bottom, so I swim up to the top of it.
If I say it, then I mean it. I'm never backing down. Only a few real ones left now. If it's truth, then I'ma stand on it. If it's justice, then I'ma stand on it. If I say it, then I mean it. I'll never take it back. And if you ever hear me say it, then it's facts. That's my word, and I'ma stand on it. F what you heard, I'ma stand on it. Yeah. What happened to principles, character, fortitude? Healing through alchemy, magic is what I'm born to do. Time to purge the planet from human toxicity. People do any and everything for publicity. It's way out of control, destructive, they weak and careless. We either stand for what is right or else the people perish. Putting these devils in a panic, now we got them frantic. The righteousness of justice is poetic, Pac and Janet. You don't know lies from truth when you wearing blinders. Wisdom separates the strong people from the spineless. They tell me to kill them with kindness, be considerate, but everybody's capping out here. Nothing's legitimate. Nobody surrounded us everywhere, but the souls is missing. The enemy is always watching and the ops is listening. No wonder most of these people feeling defeated. The language of God is encoded and they can't read it. If I say it, then I mean it. I'm never backing down. Only a few real ones left now. If it's truth, then I'ma stand on it. If it's justice, then I'ma stand on it. If I say it, then I mean it. I'll never take it back. And if you ever hear me say it, then it's facts. That's my word, and I'ma stand on it. F what you heard, I'ma stand on it. Rusty Chucks, Kai Phoenix, yeah.
Peace and power, family. Welcome to another episode of Revolt Discussion Radio. I am Knowledge Born 7, and we here with my partner, Chi-Town Akil, and we have a very dope guest in the building tonight, Brother Zahir, and we got a real dope topic, and we're going to just hop right on into it. Brother, go ahead, introduce yourself, and let's get to it.
Peace, y'all. My name is Zahir Oladuni Mobilaji Toure. I'm a grassroots activist here in Atlanta. I've worked with several organizations from New Africa to the AAPRP, the Community Movement Builders, and FTP. I'm just glad to be on the show.
Yeah, by the way, that book exchange with the brother Kalani was dope, man. So I'm looking forward to the next one, man. Don't forget to inbox me, man.
You know, for sure, man. Yeah.
This time I'm not gonna forget my book, man. I just got into the hold on. I'm gonna show you what book I just got into. Hold on. You I'm highly at him, I'm not.
Okay. We got a dope topic, brother. Go ahead and tell them what the topic is.
Yeah, the topic is the importance of African identity and Black liberation and struggle. So yeah, that's a real important topic for us, man.
A real important topic for us.
Go ahead,
show your book, Ken.
I got the screen print. Well, the Supreme Mathematics, African Mayat Magic. I read like a couple of pages so far, but yeah, I'm gonna dig into this, brother.
Oh, you got that at the book exchange?
Yeah, got it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah.
I grabbed a couple of books and Shelly on the set grabbed a couple of for herself.
Is that your book, brother? Supreme Mathematics?
Yeah, Supreme Mathematics, African Mayat Magic. That's the name of it.
That's what's up. Yo, over here we like to drop books because I'm a firm believer. If you don't have no source material, you shouldn't be speaking. Your foundation should be your orientation. And if your foundation is not your orientation, you got nothing to speak, then you don't have no foundation. So definitely we don't believe in the YouTube scholars, the YouTube degrees, nothing like that. We over here, we book scholars, we get right to it, and that's how we do it. So the topic is the importance of the African mind. It's very important. As I started my journey into knowledge and into knowledge itself, it wasn't it took it didn't take long for me to flip. Because once I started studying the truth and started learning words and started digging into the foundation of where we come from, and I came in this game in commerce, so you can say I was one of those what they call I forgot what they called them. I just told somebody it was an oxymoron statement too. But anyway, in commerce, where I started studying about lands, laws of the water instead of laws of the land, I started studying amity maritime equity law. Yeah, sovereign citizen. Yeah, when I used to go to court, they'd be like, "You're a sovereign citizen" or something like that. And I used to tell them, that's an oxymoron statement. You can't be sovereign and a citizen at the same time. Because citizen is a corporation, and sovereign means you standing in your own stead and you moving as the source give you power to move. So I came in commerce, and then once I got into commerce, I started studying about divinity and our lineage, where people really come from. So of course, I came across Islam, know thyself, do for self, have knowledge of self. I came across the Moors, came across the 5% Nation, the Gods and Earth, and then my heart settled in Kemet, West Nile of Africa, and I started studying there, and that's what really started building my foundation. So it's very important to know where you come from, and not just know your African story, but also know your family story, where your mother's side come from, your daddy's side come from. That's very important. But still, though, you can put all that together as a collective and build. In this day and time, we need that because a lot of people don't know the truth or know where they come from. They don't know that the store in the sky belongs to them. They don't know that you got gold in you, copper in you, iron in you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that. And when we come around and speak like that, it'd be crazy.
Right. Before we get into the subject, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and the little programs you got going through in the Atlanta, Georgia metro area?
Yeah, for sure. So one, I want to talk about that Black Nationalist Book Exchange I put together. That's the book where brother Ken, he got that book from. That's something that I put together that every other month we come together to exchange knowledge and information. And that's very important because we got to bring back that community, man, before Amazon, because I started to see that the internet, man, this virtual reality is separating people, and it's right. Kind of destroying the communities, right? So I'm like, how do we bring this back to where I was growing up, and it was like something that had knowledge, but you had to go out and seek it, right? So I put it together where I got a bunch of books that I used to have, and I'm like, hey, you bring a book, I have a book, and we just exchange, man, and we could just exchange information and exchange knowledge. So that happens every other month. And then the other program I started is the RBG Fit Club. The Black August Fit Club, which we use it to commemorate Black August, fight, study, and train. So we do that once a month. It's something that everybody can come and participate in. We do runs every third Saturday, and that's to raise awareness around public health, because that's another thing that's important in our community is just try to keep ourselves healthy. And, we try to just say, hey, if you can't pay anywhere, then let's just do it for free. Let's do it for free together in the streets. It don't take nothing to run, so we can come together and just do a quick workout, So those are the two programs I had. And I want to say I had a story similar to Knowledge Born, man, because I got knowledge itself, so to speak, at 16. I was like, I had no interest in the schools that I was going to, man. And I pretty much got kicked out. I had to go to this alternative school. And I was living in Hawaii at the time, right? And so I'm around all of these Samoans and Filipinos, and they all telling me great stories about their life about their culture and their history, and they all would ask me, "What about black people?" And I'm like, all I could tell them was like white Jesus, you know, on Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody taught us our history.
Right.
True. Yeah.
There's nothing. And I'm just like, damn, like I really don't know nothing. And then like some of the other white folks that was there, they used to come at it with the, oh, you know, well, y'all blacks, y'all ain't got no history, y'all kill y'all, you know, they just dogging it. I had no way to even combat it or fight it to say, well, maybe what you're saying is true. I don't know. So I had to go. I remember, I think it's straight fate, right? Because like straight destiny, like what they teach in African spirituality. Because right before I went in, they were playing Malcolm X all the time on BET, right? And I remember that part where he was in prison and got knowledge of self, right? So he went to the dictionary and started to read. So that's where I went. I went to the encyclopedias and I was just looking up Black history. And so it just started from there. I just started reading. And actually the first book I really read, just for the sake of reading, was the autobiography of Malcolm X. And so,
mine too. I was like 13.
Yeah, that was Ken Waldo's favorite book.
Yeah, my old man. I remember I was 12. I was like in the 7th grade. We had how you do the read the book, and then you have to do the summary. In school. Boom, my old man gave me that. Bam. Like the first, that was like the first conscious book, so-called conscious book that I read. And hey man, you have to bring your book club exchange thing to our store one day, man. We got to line it up.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope,
man. We linked in now. And this the one Shirley said got imagining the world into existence. I don't know if she started on it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my things right there. Say that title again.
Imagining the world into existence.
Yeah, once I got into knowledge of self, that was the first thing I started doing was Tahuti's laws of creation, and the first law is mentalism, and that's it, dealing with the mind. The mind is very powerful.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because I'm definitely trying to bring it across the state. I'm trying to go. I think Georgia actually, has the most Black bookstores. I'm not sure though. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to double check that though. I'm gonna double check, but I believe that's facts. But because I want to go all across the state with it, man, so that way we can reach as much people as we can.
Right. Just I'm gonna be looking at your page heavily so I can share it and stuff on Facebook and IG. So I can share your post. That's what I do, man. I share other people's as long as it's positive, man. It's for our people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes I go hard against the opposition, so I know. I feel you.
Oh yeah, you got to go hard against them. Shit, they don't mind going hard against us.
That's right.
That's true. So give us an example of the topic as far as of learning some of our legacy.
A topic is something. What you mean?
I mean, the topic that we're talking about now is dealing with our legacy, right? Black, knowing about where we come from, our history. Give us an example of something that you read that was real good for the people that you really put together.
Yeah, so I would say Jaleel Mutakim's book, We Are Our Own Liberators, right? So that was big for me. Because I consider him a part of my lineage as like a revolutionary, somebody in the communities, right? New African and all this other stuff. So I consider him part of my ancestor lineage. And I read his book. I definitely love books like that because it tells you, hey, look, this is what the whole mission is. This is how you need to go out there in the community and do this, right? And so one of the things I did after I read his book, man, is I put together my own community patrols in Atlanta, so that was one of the things I put together from reading that book. And I also created like a 10-point program for community movement builders and wrote that liberated zone theory. If you guys haven't seen it, you can check it out on their website.
All right.
But that was like one of the first things I did. That was one of the books that I really loved, man, because it gave me so much inspiration to go out there and try to live that life out there for real.
Yeah.
Are you from Atlanta? From here?
No, I didn't grow up in Atlanta. I was like a military child, so I grew up all over.
Okay, all right.
That's dope right there. Being able to see many cultures, different things, and stuff like that, and then you come into knowledge of self, and then giving it back to the people. That's real dope. I like that. I like that for real. And the black identity, man, we kind of losing it a little bit because I know we're in Western European society, we're in the Western European rule, and we don't have a lot of strong brothers out there that's really putting it down. I know we be in the conscious community, we see brothers, but like who go outside the conscious community and really put it down as far as like teaching and stuff like that, But I get a lot of brothers call me and hit me up. Mentorship is needed, but it's got to be, I like what you said, putting a point system to it or something like that. It's got to be some structure and some order when you're mentoring, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you pretty much like babysitting these people. That's one thing about mentoring that I stopped doing because it got out of hand. But yeah, we got to get more brothers, man, more in tune into the community, and not just the conscious community, but like other communities that go out and speak and really put that knowledge out there, because everybody way, your way is not everybody else's way, so everybody got to find their own way, and then bring them into knowledge of self. I think that's really important. I think that's one of the things that we're missing as far as the African identity, and that brings on a big struggle because you got brothers and sisters who in the community, and they hear that stuff. Like I was somewhere, and a sister was like, "Don't nobody want to hear that woke stuff. We got to get away from that." Have you ever been out speaking, man, and had that type of people, say stuff to you like that?
Too many times, way too many times, man. From friends to family, all of that. And what you're saying too is like that was the importance of traveling and going across, because like again, when I was in Hawaii, one thing that really raised the consciousness was the love other people have for themselves and the knowledge they have about their own history and culture. So that's what really, gave rise to a lot of my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And so, part of the reason why I think that African identity is really important, because when it with identity comes a grounding, like an outlook, right, on how we're supposed to see the society. And what I've seen is you're 100% correct. We really been losing this stuff. And I think part of it is really because of post like integration, and like Black folks have just really accepted everything a part of the American system, and so like what ends up happening is, we can't think for ourselves. Like even if we go to school, right, and we get good grades, we go to universities, it's really going on to their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. We don't even think to bring anything back, or where are we going to bring it back to? And you don't even have to have a physical like community to really imagine yourself part of a Black community. You know what I'm saying? And give back to your people. But when you identify with something else, when you identify with something other than your own, that's what all your energy goes into. And you don't even have no conception of like, why is it even important to help your people out? You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the main reasons why I really push for African identity first, because that consciousness is probably the first thing that comes, raising that consciousness for anything else.
Yeah, we definitely got to keep that vibration strong, and and just putting out there really though some organic rules and morals that we did. That's why I started, when I got into commerce and I started learning words. That was the main thing, because the average man only knows a certain amount of words, and we're supposed to know more. So me learning words helped me out. And then knowing that the certain people that run the world, they don't use a Webster dictionary, they use a Bouvier's Law Dictionary or a Black's Law Dictionary. And then for us as our people, they tell us not to do it. They say it's spooky, it's dumb, all crazy stuff. But they the ones who actually read our books. Read our old manuscripts and learning more about us. It got down to the point where they got drugs now. They can just target our melanin because of the because not just the DNA, but getting the women's placentas out from the hospitals,
right?
But just studying us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. During the time of the FBI, when he called on the Black Messiah, they knew everything about black people. They knew what we would say, what we would do, how we would act. So, you know, that right there kind of pushed me further to learn more about me as a person, knowing, you know what I'm saying, I'm melanated. Because if everyone telling you not to do it and they doing it, and you see they doing it, you know, and I tell people this, the greatness of us. We were so great, they started a religion. Egyptology is a religion about the melanated man and woman. It's not about nothing else but the melanated man and woman. And they started that to do the study of us.
Right, man. I was just listening to you speak, man. It's I hear the same thing in the African spiritual community, man. I went over to West Africa. I initiated in the voodoo, and like one of the big problems is like white folks going over there, but they'll tell our people it's evil and demonic, and then we'll listen to it, but then they going over there, they going over there just doing it, just taking it right from under us, and that's why I go back, man. It's like we got to teach ourselves, like, hey, this is why it's important. We got to know this, man, and quit allowing them to tell you how to think or how you should perceive, what's bad or what's good. Because when they control it, they can tell you it's bad, but they gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like power, their conception of power. They might tell us it's bad, but then they the ones who have all the power. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a mind control game, I think, And as far as like I think you're talking about like having a set of values and virtues, that's one of the reasons I have wrote and I can send it to you on Instagram, the 6 African virtues. As a part of my book I'm writing called the Maguzi, and I'm trying to set up a new foundation system to unite around, 6 virtues: reverence, self-control, mindfulness, courage, dedication to work, and communalism, man. Because it's like, if we can start to think for ourselves again and then have a new way of just interacting with each other, I think that would be better, because we see it all the time. Like a lot of times, the folks in the conscious community too, they'll take on that same oppressor's mentality. Yeah, and they'll be so bad, and some people will be turned off by it and leave.
Yeah, we have to stay pure. I know it's hard to do, but we have to stay pure. We have to stay authentic, because people look for that, and that's what draw people. To me and Ken, we just authentic and we just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. I know my name is Knowledge Born 7. At first, it was just knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But the name got elevated as time went on, and all the stuff I did, which I'm not gonna say on air. But as far as the revolution in the conscious community, but we definitely got to be authentic and be organic out here and just tell the truth. We in a community. If somebody asks you a question, you don't know. You have to research. It's cool. You're not gonna know everything. One thing I learned from Islam is you will always be a student of yourself. So I talked to the master teacher, 2 master teachers, and both of them had that same principle. And you'll be a student of yourself to the day you die. But let's talk about some of the struggles we have, man, as a people, man. I think that's important too.
I want to say, man, first of all, we gotta learn how to stop being hostile towards each other, man. That's the first thing, man, to me, my opinion. We hostile. Man, we could be a trip to each other sometime, man.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
we can go harder on ourselves than even the oppressor. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah. We got to, man, start loving ourselves. As all, we don't love ourselves, man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have to struggle with that sometimes, man, because, sometimes people come with such fake knowledge sometimes, you see them taking advantage and you want to just harp in on them, go in on them, but, sometimes you got to see that certain people are in different places in their journey, and so like even with the whole arguments over which spiritual direction you should go in.
Right.
I chose African spirituality.
Right.
And there was a while where I was beefing with all Christians and I was beefing with all Muslims. But then I had to sit back and go, well, I just did the Black Book Exchange in a church. And the brother, he's Reverend Slaughter, he in the community. I can't deny that just because it's a church. You know what I'm saying? And I got plenty of comrades who are really with it, that are Muslims, that help me in times of my life. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
Help me like sleep in the mosque when I needed to. You know what I'm saying? So what would it look like me dissing them just because I'm like, okay, this is my practice, you know? So we just got to be able to remember that, to put community also first, you know, as we have, and understand we got differences, you know, and that's okay. We can have unity in our differences, I think.
Yeah, we got to learn how to agree to disagree, man, because it ain't that serious, man. Cause these white people bombing on us while we beefing over something crazy, man. Because, you know, a person gonna believe what they believe. The only thing I'm concerned is us uplifting each other in this fight, man. Period. So I don't really, me myself personally, I don't really get into people different ideologies, because for one thing about it, it's good people and it's bad people in every group. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We probably even race first, so we got to stand on that. I can get along with a person that's in the Nation of Islam or a Hebrew Israelite, as long as they respect me, I'm gonna respect them. Period. Because the police ain't gonna come and say, "You a Hebrew Israelite, I'm gonna bomb on you." You African-centered, I'm gonna bomb on you. Hell nah. Hey, you a nigga, I'm gonna bomb on you. Period. What's your police are? You know what I mean? So we got to stop all that BS, man. That's just my opinion, and I live by that.
Yeah, I want to say what I learned about consciousness, to me, means that that we are connected to the universe. We connected to the source. You know, we are cosmic. And consciousness is, you deal with everybody. We deal with operational unity.
Right.
And because one thing for sure, the plan of the oppressor is still in play. And what I mean by the plan of the oppressor is still in play, you have the Presbyterian, Methodist, Church of God. You have all these, white Christian schools of thoughts or organizations. I'm gonna say they're not schools of thoughts, but organizations. And the one thing they do have in common is they don't like black people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just being 100. And us having that self-hate for each other, knowing we don't supposed to be like that, and we're supposed to have love. We're supposed to move in operational unity and know what consciousness means. Consciousness means that Moor can work with a Hebrew can work with someone who's studying Kemet, vice versa. Islam, same thing, because our oppressor has one common goal. We need to have that same goal. And in operational unity, you have the main word is unity. We got to unify. And once we unify, then we can pool together our resources and build. You know what I'm saying? As they say in the 5% nation, you got to build, not destroy.
Like I want to give a real life example, man. When I was in the Army for like 9 years, right? And it was like my job was like mostly white folks, right? So whenever I dealt with black folks, I literally had to read a little bit of everybody's stuff, because I didn't know where they was going to be at. Some people like the Hebrews, some people like more, some people like 5%. So in order to build with my people, I had to be diverse.
Yeah.
And so we had to, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to understand that. And I think sometimes that's taken for granted, because, our people we see it. We're in these communities with all our people and we think, whatever. But it's like, what if you're in a situation where it's only 10 of y'all and we got to get together like our ancestors had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have no time for all of that. They had to get together, get free to get liberated. So I think that's a point. But I wanted to ask a question. Do y'all think that the unity is hard because we're missing a direction or a goal that we can attain, like a collective goal?
Unity is hard. Yes, we do need a collective goal. That's very key. If we was presented a collective goal and we was to all get on one accord, it can work. And I tell people like, man, we never got along. That's not true. We got along, and people have to understand Kemet, and I talk about that, and the west of the Nile River. Everyone came there for security and also a new beginning. And it was a highly trade place where a lot of stuff came. It was traded. They had people there from all walks of life, all parts of Africa. I'm gonna say that all parts of Africa, and they all believe different, and they all did different things. That's why you have the certain crowns of upper Kemet, lower Kemet, stuff like that. They believe different, but the main goal for Kemet and dealing with Africa was Mayat. That was it. That was Mayat. You know what I'm saying? Peace, justice, reciprocity, honor. We have lost our honor, and to be honored is very unique and special. That's one thing I live by. I try to be honorable. If me and Ken together, or the guys of the Black Circle together, I like for us to move in unity and be in honor. You know what I'm saying? If something you don't like, be open. We men, say it. Hey man, I don't like that. And you don't really got to give no reason, but just telling your brother something that you don't like, that he won't do it to offend you. That's very important, because we here for iron sharpen iron. So does men sharpen men. You know what I'm saying? And I said all the time on many shows I'm on, we have to agree and be disagreeable, but don't lose the love. Don't lose the love for one another, because we still got to build, and we got to keep building. That's how we become a stronger people.
Right on.
Right. So, yeah, man, we got to be strong. But I think more, and I don't really like using the word conscious community, man, because I think it's a word that's out there that's thrown loosely. But I think more people are becoming aware and waking up, man, to what's going on. So it's gonna come back. It's coming back around. It's coming with all this crazy stuff, the internet, and these songs that they play on the radio, even the video games, man. It's a part of self-destruction, man, because that's what these kids growing up on. All these destruction in the head and all these negative vibrations and seeing all these negative images, man. So, but I think it's coming back, man. I think so. Back around to consciousness. Because I say this to say, man, it's a lot of conscious rap and hip hop music around. It just don't get played, man.
Nope.
There's dope artists out here, but
it is.
Who's not playing that? Because I grew up on acts like Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, X-Clan and stuff, and they was getting played on the radio back then,
Yeah.
But it's all, the whole thing is really systematic, and we all know that, man. But we got to fight against this. We got to be the rage against that machine, man. Got to. And then I think a lot of us just growing up, a lot of us was trained that our history started from roots, slavery. You know what I mean? Because that's what they put in our brain, man.
Yeah.
So I think it would be, I want to say, I think it would be less destruction among ourselves if we knew our history. So that's the important, our African history. You know what I mean? It'll be more self-love, because we'll be getting taught to know who we really are. You know what I mean? As far as our history started in slavery, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, and on that point, man, I do political education classes. I'm gonna tell you, the thing I hear all the time is everybody says, "Man, I didn't know Black people was fighting back, in slavery."
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the main things I hear. Like, wow, man, I didn't even know people had a resistance. I just covered Harriet Tubman, right, Underground Railroad, and people were like, "Damn, they did all of that."
They didn't know.
they like that how Black folks do, and it's like I just have to sit there and realize, like, man, especially if you get knowledge when you're younger, you've been in it so long, and you're like, of course we fought back, but you still gotta remember, like, so much of our people don't even really think to look into the history like that. And then when it's taught on the airways, or when they watch a movie, the thing that they see is that white folks helped, if anything, and we were just so helpless, and we had to just sit back and wait for somebody to come, and that's one of the big issues, man. And that's what you're saying is, like, learning our history is important, because when they tell that story, they put themselves in there to say, oh yeah, see, y'all wouldn't be nothing without us,
Yeah.
and y'all just bowing down, y'all slave people, pretty much.
Right.
That's the sad part. Us not knowing our history, and that was the one thing. I tell you, when I started learning commerce, man, I'm starting to read. Okay, in commerce, laws of the water. You know, I'm gonna start right there. Ain't no laws of the land, it's laws of the water. That's how you go to court or whatever. It ain't no conspiracy theory, no patriotism, whatever. That's real facts. I didn't use it before in court and have won. But right after that, I started learning like in commerce, I started learning about the Moors. Then I started learning about the Phoenicians. And I'm like, and I'm reading these books like they say they black. I'm like, black. And that's what started my journey right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, these boys black. They had ships. They was navigating the seas. They trading everywhere. They done went over and gave people currency and brought timber, brought purple dye. They was traders. You know what I'm saying? But they was black. That was the main thing. I never heard that before. These boys knew the sea like they knew their hand. They knew when to sail, when not to sail. You know what I'm saying? These were powerful dudes, and they they went everywhere. They knew the whole everything. There was nothing keeping from them. You know, and that's what started me learning. And then I started learning about more black people. You know. But for the audience out there, to listen, the audience, you want to read something that's real good. Read about the Haitian Revolution.
Yeah.
Haitian Revolution will really teach you about how that we stood up for each other and stuff like that. There's a lot of revolts. There's a lot of revolts out there. You know?
I don't know if y'all see this. This is one of my favorite books too. I read
Destruction of Black Civilization.
Yeah. You talking, it just reminded me of that. I was like, oh yeah, I read that. That's how I felt.
That was my first. That's one of my first books I read too. Destruction of Black Civilization. Yeah, you know, my second book I read was 48 Laws of Power. I think the third was Behold a Pale Horse.
Okay, yeah.
I think the fourth was something about success. I read The Art of Seduction. Then I had got into the Madu Netta. A lot of books, man. African Melanin. I mean, I think I'd have read it probably I'm about 300 books in. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of books. And then when I had the time, I was just knocking them out. You know what I'm saying? Just knocking them out. But it's good to read about our history, you know, for the listening audience, because we do have heroes out there and we have sheroes. It was just not men who revolted doing a lot of things that was going on in Africa as well as they was coming to the new world. It was also women as well. And it's also a African, I won't say an African proverb, but it was also an African story that I read that when a king went to war, the woman went with him. And she was more vicious, man. More vicious. You know, you can read about the I forgot their name, all women tribe in Africa. I think that's what they based the yeah, something like that. It was two. They made one popular, but it was actually two of them, women, African tribes. That's what the Woman King story came from, or whatever. But what was also important about the Woman King story was when they showed those doors. And my partner, my brother Paul Muhammad, he went over there to synagogue in Gambia, and they showed him the doors of no return, where they strip you of what you know and what you're supposed to believe. And right there in that very corridor, they give you Christianity. That's what's important to melanated men and women about how they push Christianity upon you. You get what I'm saying? That's very important right there. They had a corridors in Africa. They called it, they got you prepped for going to the new world, for being a slave. And they called it the doors of no return. And in them corridors, the main thing they wanted you to do was obey. Like they say in the Bible, obey your master. That's New Testament. All these Christians out there, that's New Testament. Tell you to obey your master. And then they pump you up with the Jesus thing. So that should let you know how treacherous it was for them to take away your natural tongue, to take away your natural identity, to take away all the things that you knew, how you was students of nature, you know. But yeah, we definitely got to unify together, man, and build for real.
That tells you what's really powerful, because that's what they focused on, was the mind. You know, they say you got to get rid of all of that. Any knowledge of self that you had, knowledge of your environment, all that got to go, and you got to be what makes us better.
Yeah,
I think that's the key. That's why the mind is so important, man. You see a self-transformation of people like Malcolm X, you know, and George Jackson, because it was like, you know, they started to see like this ain't for us. You know, once they found that out, it was game over.
Game over.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you sell them shirts, man? You know what that dinky symbol you wearing?
Oh yeah. I'll get you a shirt. I'll bring you a shirt, man.
Give me a 2S, man.
Okay,
let me know what the ticket is. I'm gonna get one for my queen as well, man.
All right, for sure. Yeah, that's
get a women's. If you can get a women's cut 2S, and if you can get a women's cut, large women's cut, tell me how much it is, and I got you.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, that's a symbol of the Maguzi. That's the name of my book / philosophy coming out. So should hopefully be out in April.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a firm believer in that too. I tell a lot of people, man, write a book, put your information out there. You know what I'm saying? I've been collecting notes for a long time. I think it's about time I put my book out there. You know, put the information out there, because the European, the Wazungu, they put their information out there as far as our own history. We need to start telling our own stories. We need to start telling our own experiences. Write the book, you know, put the information out there. That's for the people that's listening. And I mean, that's checking us out. Write the book, put it out there. Tell your story, put the information out there.
Yeah, that's big, man. Because you know what, I think I've noticed there's almost like 3 types of learning. It's like reading it, talking about it, or like teaching it, and then actually writing it. And then like, if you can do all 3 with something, you got it down pat, because you got to think about it in 3 different ways. You know what I'm saying? And like writing this stuff, it really allowed me to really sit there and think about everything I read. I had to go back and reread all the stuff that I learned before, and I said, man, how do I sit here and explain it in these words? You know what I'm saying? And it was just so different than just talking to people on the streets, you know, because when you're talking to regular folks, sometimes you got to be able to speak different languages, so to speak. You know what I mean? You got to be able to speak that, talk to certain folks. But when you're writing it, it's like you got to really understand it and explain it. So, you know, I recommend that too, man. Just even write just a small little essay on whatever you learned. Just like he said, just write some notes down, and, you know, it'll help.
Right. So on the title, you said, you know, the Black struggle. What is the Black struggle to you, man? Like the biggest struggle to you, like in your opinion?
Man, that's a good question. What is the Black struggle to me? That's a good question. For my book, The Maguzi, the Black struggle is self-transformation of ourselves, and in order for us to win over community control, right? But it starts with self-transformation. So that's like, to me, the key of the Black struggle is a type of autonomy over yourself, mind, and body. I think that's the biggest Black struggle we're facing today. You know, because of post-integration, there's a lot of avenues for people to make it, so to speak. You know, you got a whole lot of folks that look like they're doing good in the system. You got the psychological warfare of like a Barack Obama, like a first president, and people can parade all of this. You could be American. You can come here and you could make it in our society. You could be one of us. So, you know, the biggest struggle for us is self-transformation, for us to really be ourselves and be self-determined. That's the key struggle for us right now.
Hey, man, I agree. Yeah.
You know, you said self-determination, right?
Right.
And to me, I take that as mastering yourself. You know, I think it's kind of maybe the same thing, because that's what when I talk to people, I tell them, I say, you have to master yourself. And I let them know in every esoteric circle, you have to master yourself. You know, I talk about the book Charles and Hale, The Master Key. it's another book too, written by Robert Greene, Mastery. Another book, another good book, Mastery. And that's what got me into Tehuti's first law. Your thoughts are frequencies, and your vibration. You keep rhythm, and the first step to mastery is your mind, your thoughts, building your mental force, learning how to control your thoughts, and not just that, dealing with the mind. Psych is the root word for mind. Psychokinesis. All of this stuff was with the mind, because what they're doing now is influencing the mind, and they influencing the mind with TV, entertainment, social media, stuff like that. But yeah, I like that, man. You said self-determination.
Yeah, self-transformation and
self-transformation.
To our self-determination. Yep.
Yeah, self-transformation. I'm about to put that in my memory, because a lot of time when I say master yourself, people look at me like I'm crazy. I think that's an easy way of saying it. You know what I'm saying? We need to be transformed. It's so crazy you said that, because at first when I came into knowledge and stuff, I used to go to church and the scripture would come to my mind about transform. Dealing with your mind, your thoughts. But that was on a psychological basis to get you to transform to those scriptures. But also it comes to mind too with dealing with everyday life and everyday people. I think people should not be out here trying to teach if you have not really had a real transformation. If you have not really started to really try to master yourself. If you have not, a lot of people out here just teaching, man. It's so many young people teaching. It's crazy. And they put out a lot of misinformation. They don't have they're not backed by no elders. They don't have no source material. And it's just a pile of misinformation. Information that needs to be redirected in a better way, and it's just bad. But self-transformation is good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
that's the thing, man. Is like it's the internet is such a good and a bad thing, because it gives you access to all this information, but then it's like it totally took away the whole journey. Going to a library, seeking out an elder, or joining something that you have to work your way up to knowledge. Right now, people just get that information real quick and they just blurt it out. And then what ends up happening, they just keep telling people stuff that they want to hear. And that's really what it's all about. And they start getting likes, and they start getting follows, and then there's the Cash App, and then they get the money, and then they get usually it's the women, and then that's it. And it's that fast, and and it's so quick now. It's like you'll have a whole new lie out while you sitting there trying to debunk a lie yesterday. So it's a whole nother game. It's a whole nother ball game, and they get so popular so fast. But a lot of them go out quickly too. It's like as soon as they come, they go. But it's a new game.
Yeah, we call them hotel hustlers, brother.
That's exactly what they are.
What you call them, kid, man?
We call them hotel hustlers, man.
Hotel hustlers,
man. It's
kind of bad though too, because when somebody community meet a real brother who really has some knowledge of self, they be like I ran into the young lady. She's like, don't ever hear that woke stuff. So I don't want no woke nigga or nothing like that. I'm like, what? I say, you want no brother, who got structure, who discipline. Then and then you hotel hustlers. She ran into one of them hotel hustlers, talking the talk, bad experience. Now she like, I don't talk none of them. You know what I'm saying? So watch out for them hotel hustlers, y'all. Watch out for them hotel hustlers.
Beware. You was talking a little bit about your book. What was the name of it again?
It's called the Maguzi. It's a Swahili for evolution or transformation and change. So that's what the philosophy in the book. Well, the whole book is called Becoming African: Radical Transformation in the Art of Maguzi.
How long has it been out?
It's gonna come out in April. But okay. Like he said, what he said was you have to go through the process yourself, and that's why it hasn't came out yet, because I really wanted to do it, myself, and it's been a journey since I started writing the book, about 3 years now, which included going to Africa, initiating a spiritual system, getting out of the military, you know, and you know, I wanted to join the movements, really be in the community with the people. So I had to do all of that. You know, I had to go through, and it took like several transformations of different things, you know. So I really wanted to make sure that I'm not just saying it, that I'm putting my actual experience in there and say it's possible. I'm not just giving some rhetoric, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man. So, man,
That's good. That's good going through those experiences.
Yeah, because it changes the things, man. Like how you write, because you're like, oh, okay, you know, which is just some words, but you know what your realness is. You know, when you like, okay, I know I've been through this, so I know what people are gonna struggle around, so I know what to put in here to help them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was one of the big things, man. And also, it kind of came alive by itself. The philosophy, like certain things would come, certain people out with me. That's a dope idea. And I collaborate with somebody that we created this symbol together, you know. So it's just like it that transformation process and the idea, bring it, manifesting into reality. It's like it just happens when you do this process.
That's cool. Right. I like that.
Yeah, me too, man.
I definitely want to journal my experience and where I come from and what I learned definitely as a young man. And not just that, man, I had a lot of serious conversation with a lot of elders, man, who got respect for me. And also talk about my journey in commerce, how you start helping people, you know, not to be a crutch, not to make them handicapped, and how people just be looking for a quick fix, and you really have to get to the root of the problem when dealing with people. And the root of the problem is self. A lot of people put themselves in positions, and they really need that self transformation. They really need to master themselves. They really need to have knowledge of self to bring them up to a real, have a strong character mind. Because if you put yourself in a position and you know it's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? You know the cause and effect of it. So that and we are procrastinators. Our people procrastinate a lot. We take our time. We know, you doing bad. You know you ain't up to par. You know you about to get kicked out. Instead of you doing something, you want to lay around every day. You lay around. Then when the time comes, you panic and you frantic. That's a real bad mindset. You know what I'm saying? But definitely self-transformation works. And I can't wait, brother, to check your book. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Give me a copy of it. And
we go support, brother.
Yeah, definitely support. One thing we support.
We tapped in now, so you know.
Yeah, we support.
We
definitely support.
So, you know, man.
So you know, you had the book event at Slaughter Church. How was it, man? Give us your thoughts.
It was dope, man. It was dope, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good, man. It's like it happened exactly how I visualized it, which is very important. You know, because I had the Dr. John Hendrick Clark playing, you know, and that was a dope add on to it, because I really wanted to create a vibe where it's like you coming in here, you learning, and we building together. So, you know, I think the vibe was set up. We had a great turnout. You know, a lot of people came from all over the city, man. And Kalanji came up. He gave a very good speech.
Shout out to Brother Kalanji. He represented, man.
Shout out to Kalanji, man. Shout out to that's my boy.
Much respect to the brother, man. That's our guy around here. You know, he every year he come to the Rebels Vision Television Rebels Roundtable and give us the history of Black August, man. And you know, man, he'll probably tick on the fall from time to time. You know what I mean? That's a good dude, man. Yeah, but hey, man, that was good, man. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad. And do you know I go to Slaughter Church, man?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I go at least once a month, man. Me and Slaughter been rocking out for about 6 years strong, man. Yeah. He do a lot in the community, man. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, that's one of the brothers, man. That's dear to my heart, man. Straight up.
I tell people, if you don't believe in something that somebody else believe in, as far as another school of thought, you still need allies.
Right. Yeah, right. You do a lot in that community, man.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
he always opens it up to anybody that want to do an event there.
yeah,
He always open up, man. I always go to him. You know, I did my Emoji Karamu event there, like I think it was a year before COVID, but you know, he always open and always like, yeah, come out here and help out, man. And he's always open, man. And we helped him do one of the food drives in the community one time, so that was good, man. He's consistent.
Yeah, consistent, man. And
Yeah, he is.
I remember he was building that in the process of doing fundraisers. You know, the day shepherd, the Liz Next that's behind the church, and man, fundraisers, and man, he said he was gonna build and he done it, man. You know, he done it, man. He got a whole lot of stuff. He help people get their you know, identity, you know, IDs and stuff.
Yeah.
He got a conference room, a computer room in there. There's a lot of programs within that one facility, man. So shout out to Brother Slaughter, man. Pastor Slaughter for being in the community and staying down with the people. Because he's the type of brother, he could have got his stuff and went the other way. He could have been what they call him a preacher on the pulpit, man. You know what I mean? Because he got the charisma and the gift of gab to do it. You know what I mean? But you know, you down with the people, man. So I respect a brother like that. Period.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man. We almost at the end. Tell us where they can find you at. You know what you got going on. You know, and what you're doing with all your programs and stuff, man. You know.
Well, you know, like I said, I'm out here in Atlanta. You can reach me at Instagram at Zahir Toure 40. I'm on Facebook, Zahir Toure. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, all at the same name. That's Culture Cipher too, the 40. You know, so for knowledge.
Yeah.
So
I just followed you on TikTok about 2 days ago. Rebel Vision Television, man.
Yep, I saw that. Yep.
Hey man, don't forget, man, vocal dialect, man. You know, I know you probably, if you get a chance, come to our Me and Knowledge Brother RA party, man. I know you send a flyer on my Instagram or whatever, but I'll text it to you, man. You know, we have
Earth
Day party.
Yeah, I'm
man,
definitely open. Yeah.
At the Griot, man, April the 1st, man, and it ain't no April Fools. Hey, somebody had called us about it. Hope this ain't no April Fools joke. They joke. Nah, I wouldn't say like that, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be from 6 to 9, man. You know, I you know, be glad to see you and your queen, but you know, and also May the 6th, we have now Vic Vocal Dialect presents Baba Baruti, and the topic is the great power of the African mind. You know what I mean? We go have the brother Obasi. He gonna be one of these speakers that speak before Baruti, give a lecture. And we have young brother Omawale, man. You know, we have Poetics. He gonna host the show. He gonna do poetry. And of course, Knowledge Born 7, he a poet as well. He gonna kick some poets, so we gonna have poetry there. We got the Vengeance, man, conscious hip hop, Andre 360, Brother Son Yada, Mike Chambers gonna be in the building, man. In the red, it's gonna be nice, you know what I mean? They always rock the parties, always rock out, man. You know, we gonna have Vengeance, we gonna have fun, but we gonna get educated as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about these events that we throw, man. You know, so come on through, man. All the information is on the Vocal Dialect Facebook page, the Vocal Dialect IG page, and it's on my page, Kenwater Moore, Facebook, and also Brother Knowledge Born 7 page. So come on through, man. Link in, tap in, man. Let's celebrate. And of course, we got the Baba. I love to hear the Baba Baruti speak, man. Shout out to that brother and his queen Mama Ya as well. Yep. So, man, anytime you want to come on through, man, give me a call, man. You know, we link up, we go hook up. And most definitely, you got to bring that book exchange tour to our store, man. Son Got Essential, one-stop natural shop.
All right, for sure. Where's it at?
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
It's in Forest Park.
It's in Forest Park. I'll text you the address, man. You know, we go link up, man. Because you know, yeah.
That'd be cool out there too, King, because y'all got that long wall too. Y'all can take that whole wall.
Oh yeah, we go rock out, man. Go rock out. I was telling Shelly, I'm sad about his his little race walk he be having, man. I don't know if we're gonna be to the next one because I don't know what the schedule is, but we're gonna attend one though, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Come
I'm
down.
trying to bring that to each area too. So
Okay, if you
yeah,
ready to Atlanta metro area, man, boom, that's even better.
I lay out in the countryside, so ain't nobody want to drive out there.
Yeah, because we live all the way out of Cobb County, but it's all good. We'll come through if it's for a good cause, man. I don't really care about that. So, man, just keep us in tune with everything you got going on, brother.
Definitely keep us in tune, man. Definitely keep us in tune. Man, it was an honor and a pleasure to meet you, man. Keep up the work. Don't let nobody, man, deter you from what you're doing, man. Know what you're doing, believe in it, and man, keep doing something for the people, man. We need it. We need more warriors out there. I made a post last time. I'm not calling on no more sheep. I'm calling on more lions. I'm glad we met a lion tonight. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. And you guys definitely go check our Vocal Dialect page, VOKALDIALECT. LECT on Facebook and Instagram. We got 2 shows coming up, and we shall be going live Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Mio Basi. Wednesday night we're going live. We just gonna we're gonna go on there and and have a good topic. We're gonna discuss it, bring it to the people, see what happens. We always bring topic to the people. Even though we bring a topic, we also discuss solutions as well. That's another thing. Right. That we need to do as a people is always give us solutions as well. Of course, the brothers gave their books. I gotta drop my book real quick. A book that I'm reading.
Book of the week.
This is oh man, my shirt got stuck. Anyway, this is the book I'm reading right here. Mental Hotep, Spirit of Magi by Infodisi Jehutimus. Yeah, my chair got stuck off my little rolling thing over here in my office. But yeah, you guys check us out, man. Peace and love, family. We love you guys always. We love you guys. We love the community. We love our people. I love being black. We all love being black. Black is powerful and black is good. And I'm going to say this before we go. All the sciences is the study of melanin. Go check it out. Check out what chemistry really mean. Little homework assignment. Check it out. Peace and power, family. Shalom.
Peace and black power.
Peace.
Brother, we gonna keep in tune too, brother. I appreciate you. I enjoy what you bringing to the table, man. It's positive and it's black. That's all I need.
That's right. Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for y'all having me out here.
That's right. Stay peaceful, brother.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.